I'm curious, where in your life are you digging holes? Right? Is it through alcohol, drugs, staying up late watching porn? I'm not there to judge you. I'm there to tell you that odds are you're lacking purpose in your life. Now you might be thinking, well, wait a minute then. Bedros, how do I find my purpose? Because when I told this exact story about the Australian Shepherd to a young man the other day, he goes, well, then how do I find my purpose? I got news for you. Your purpose is not lost. It's not lost. You develop your purpose. And you develop your purpose through an act of constantly working on the things that you like until you become so good that you love them. I was a personal trainer because I was a fat kid. I lost the weight and I decided to become a personal trainer to help one more person. Today, through our 700 Fit Body Bootcamp locations worldwide, I help millions of people every morning, right? I run a $300 million company. And I'm able to do this because all I wanted to do was help one person as a personal trainer. Then I opened up 5 gyms. And then I scaled it. And then I franchised it. So I did what I like as a personal trainer, and today I live my purpose. I impact lives. So don't go looking for it. It's not lost. Start developing it by doing the work that you're already doing and get good at that. And in the process, things will evolve and you'll find your purpose. Prescription number 2 I want to share with you is really simple. 3 R's. I need you to commit to always living by these 3 R's. R number 1 is resourcefulness. Write that down. And it's resourcefulness because of this. In life and in business, you always want to achieve something. There's always an outcome you want to achieve, whether it's a marriage, whether it's family, whether it's millions, whether it's impact. But guess what? There's always something stopping you from getting there. When we came to this country, we were so poor, we were eating out of the dumpsters, and we had Section 8 housing to live in. And when you're living in the Section 8 housing, guess what happens? You get lice, because there was such shitty housing that I got lice. I was 8 years old, had lice. Now, we couldn't afford lice treatment. Like every penny mattered in my household. So because of that, my mom got resourceful. She made my dad siphon out gasoline from a parked car, and she washed my hair with gasoline. So when you don't have resources, you get resourceful. A few weeks ago, I was talking to someone, and he goes, hey, I want to make a website. I want to sell information products, but I don't have the money to hire a web developer. I don't have the money to get Stripe. I don't have the money to get a graphics designer. And I had to remind him that WordPress is free. PayPal is free. He can turn a Word doc into a PDF for free. His iPhone is the product that he could use, the thing that he can use to make his product, his follow-along videos, right? And so when you don't have the resources, get resourceful, number 1. Number 2, you've got to be relentless in life. Whatever you want from life, you got to go after it. You got to lock on, get obsessed, become a fucking control freak. See, I control who texts me, who calls me, what my day looks like, what I'm doing. I know for a fact my phone's not going to go off right now. You know why? Because it's off. It's off. All y'all have notifications turned on. Why? Why? You're going to let someone distract you while you're working, while you're trying to find and develop your purpose? Turn your notifications off. If you want to see what's going on Instagram, go to Instagram. Don't get distracted, right? Be relentless in the outcome that you're pursuing. That's the second R. The third R is resiliency. When you're working on a business or in life, things will always go wrong. That's the human condition. But you've got to have resiliency. See, oftentimes, when people go to someone's house for cocktail party, dinner party, they'll bring a beautiful little orchid. You guys know what an orchid is, right? Well, here's the deal. The orchid is a very fragile flower. In fact, you probably don't know this, but when you plant the orchid next to other flowers, it will die. If it's too humid, it will die. Water it too much, it will die. Too dry, it will die. On the other hand, the everyday garden weed, not the kind that y'all smoke, but the everyday garden weed is the most resilient fucking plant on the face of the earth. Home Depot or Lowe's has yet to figure out a little chemical spray to permanently kill the garden weed. See, the orchid is fragile, and most people want to be pretty and fragile. I don't want that. I want to be fucking resilient like the weed, right? That when you pull me out, I'm going to come back bigger, stronger. When you spray me with something, I'm going to come back bigger and stronger. There should be nothing that holds you back if you follow those 3 R's of resourcefulness. Be resourceful when you don't have the resources. Be relentlessly, obsessively locked onto your fucking goal and don't let anyone take you off of it. And be resilient in times when things aren't going your way and you get pulled out, come back stronger. Do I have a yes on that? Yes. Amen. Prescription number 3, and I'm not even a preacher. Prescription number 3 is one that I personally changed my life with. I used to have low standards for myself. Prescription number 3 is set higher standards of expectation for yourself and the people around you. See, I grew up with foreign parents, right? And once we came to America, it was, all right, go figure it out, son, but be careful. Don't take risks. Watch out for that. And the truth of the matter is, I started living my life in a mediocre state. And most people do. And I wrote this book. It comes out in about 18 days, September 18th, on my son's birthday. It's called Man Up. If my talk, by the way, adds any value to our life, you'll go to Amazon after my talk. Let me first qualify my value before you go to Amazon and buy it. But in the book, I talk about fighter jets and crop dusters. We're all born as fighter jets. We're curious as kids. We grab what we want. We're assertive. We run towards things. And all of a sudden, parents, teachers, aunts, uncles, people in our lives begin to set lower expectations. Be careful. Watch out. Don't do that. You might get hurt. Don't take the risk. Take it easy. Now, you would never go around telling your child, who's got kids in here? Raise your hand. No one with kids would ever go around and tell their son or daughter, I want you to grow up and be an average adult, have an average job, live in an average house, have an average spouse, have average kids, make average money, of average health. You would never do that. You would never tell someone to be average or mediocre. And so I want you to set higher expectations for yourself and the people around you. If you do, you will become the fighter jet that you're meant to be. You started off as a fighter jet, but you got neutered and became a crop duster. And that's the truth. And no one will tell you that, but I will. Now, what do I mean by that, higher expectations of self? Let me give you one tiny example, since I only have 5 minutes and 23 seconds left. When you wake up tomorrow morning, and I get it, it's a Sunday, and you're probably going to be partying tonight, but when you set that alarm tonight, I want you to keep that fucking promise to yourself. Ed Milet, who's going to speak next after this, says, that's right, he's a badass motherfucker, isn't he? And Ed Milet says, the way you build confidence is by keeping the promises to yourself. When you set that alarm tonight for tomorrow morning, I want you to promise yourself that you're going to be a fighter jet and not hit that fucking snooze button, because I'll tell you this, when you hit that snooze button every morning, you think, oh, it's no big deal, I'm just getting 10 more minutes of extra sleep. No, you're not. You're subconsciously choosing 10 more minutes of interrupted sleep over getting up and dominating life, dominating business, living your purpose. Do you understand that? Do I have a yes? Good. Good. That's setting higher standards. Keep those promises to yourself first if you want the confidence, the self-esteem, and the great self-image, right? And the fourth and final prescription I'm going to give you is this, and I'm even going to have time left over because I'm just that good. When we grow up, when we're born, there's this book. See, I believe there's millions, in fact, trillions, these books with our names on it. There's the book of Bedros, right? And mom and dad start writing in it. And school teachers start writing in it. And soon they begin to create the narrative of our lives. And what happens is we forget to take the pen back. And school teachers and mom and dad and cousins and aunts and uncles and the bullies begin to change your narrative and put on the filters on your eyes and your ears on what to see, what to hear. And you begin to live a neutered life. My advice to you is this in life. You only have 100 years if you take care of your body on this planet. If you take care of your body, you've got 100 years. And if you want to get the most out of those 100 years like this foreigner does, and get the most out of this economy, get the most out of this country, be able to serve, be able to have purpose, make an impact, and a sick amount of income, then I need you to grab the pen back. Because all of you fail to realize, just like I used to, that there's plenty of empty pages left in the book. And you don't have to let your spouse or your parents or your past dictate what your future is. Do you get that? Take the fucking pen back. You write your narrative. You write the future. Because there's plenty of empty pages back. Lots of pages left. And you got to fill them. Because if you don't, others will. Thank you so much.